Well, I mean, in general, you think that the Earth being round is ludicrous as well.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's
I don't
scientifically
know. Both
impossible. It's a
both can be
clown. It's a
both
clown.
can very easily be possible.
Not really. No, it's
Wow.
scientifically impossible. And
It's
there's
chicken.
Flatzoid. What's Flatzoid
Grilled.
got going? As he says, "Show me where the flat earther hurt you." Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
However, we have found curvature. I mean, I know you guys say that we haven't. The Eratosthenes experiment,
Because we haven't.
supposedly.
That's why.
See, that's why can't you guys do? You guys
Wait,
have
wait,
to
I'm
do
just
it.
gonna
Every
say
where is this
time somebody
curvature?
says that name,
Wait,
just
wait.
you guys.
Bringing us right back.
Hold on, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Aaron
You
Crusty
describe
Ground
that's
zero.
what,
Aaron
you describe
Crusty
this is what
listen.
Glovers do. This is what
Guys,
you describe
Aaron
the Glovers do.
Crustinese is
I said a
inconclusive
name and
one
you
way
guys
or the
all
other.
three.
All right.
It-
Okay, guys.
listen.
Let Z finish. Go ahead,
Aaron
Z.
Crustinese is inconclusive one way or the other. It's not proof of anything. It works on a convex ball with a faraway light source, and it works on a flat plane with a local light source. So we got to stop using Aaron Crustinese and his faithful assistant feces. It probably didn't happen. The guy probably didn't exist. And if he did, and this experiment took place, okay, it's inconclusive.
But it did happen. It just happened in 2014 of almost 1/4 of our globe, roughly
I can hear you
2,000
laughing.
schools.
I can hear you laughing
Roughly
behind the mic,
2,000
sir.
schools. You can
Sir
look it up.
Seuss.
It's the
Seuss, I can hear you
2014 or
laughing. I can hear your.
2025
I can hear you
Aristophanes
laughing just
experiment.
with us.
There were
You can't
thousands
even-
of people involved.
Dude, you should take some acting lessons.
Okay, and so how far away was your light source?
It was the sun.
Yeah, I know that. How far
It
away
was the
your
sun.
light
It was
source?
people on the earth
I
that
don't
all
care. How
tracked
far away
their
was the Earth?
measurements
How far
in
away
different
was the-
locations across the plane, if you will.
How far away was the
Is that
light
your real
source?
voice, dude?
No, I'm a robot.
Sound like
So,
a
how
so,
far
so
away
let's
was
answer that question, Z.
How
far away was that light source?
It's the sun.
I know what it
Okay,
is.
so how far away
is it? I know we
How
have
far
a
away
light
is it?
source.
Well,
It has a name.
according to what's his name, Robotin, I guess it was 3,000 miles, and according to the Globe Earthers, it's 94 million miles or whatever. But
All right,
regardless, it is the sun. It
Yeah.
exists. We are
Right.
on the Earth. The Earth does exist.
Right.
Those people were on the plane, if you will,
Okay.
measuring a measurement and found it not to
Calculating.
necessarily be a plane.
And calculating.
Yeah.
Okay, not measuring. They were calculating with the assumption of a sphere, with the assumption of a distant light source.
Correct. They were calculating measurements made on the ground through the shadows, and calculations are
using it-
numbers. Measurements are is also numbers, and both of them used together come up with basically a representation that
Were
does
any
show curve.
assumptive values
Quite a bit of
used?
curve.
Were any assumptive values used in the calculation?
I don't believe so.
Yes.
What? That the sun
Yeah.
exists?
No. The distance.
No, those weren't assumed. Those are actually
No, it's
tracked
assumed.
on.
Then prove 93 million miles.
The
You also
places
have- you
that
also
they
have to
measured it
assume-
from were like real places, like Italy and France and
Right.
or Italy
I
and
don't-
Europe and
Can I get the
in
same effect on a
America.
table? Can I get the same effect on a table with a kitchen light?
Thank you. You
I
can
know that if I
replicate that
travel
here.
from Europe to America, I can track the number of miles that I traveled.
Yeah.
Hey, I got
Well,
a
no,
question
you
for
can't.
dude.
You can actually calculate it based on known statute miles and calculated distances across the ocean. The distances across the ocean are calculated, not measured.
Okay, then there's multiple places that connect to land masses. If you take measurements between those, what I'm trying to tell you is we know how far Europe is from the U.S. We know how
No,
far.
we don't.
So
No,
all
no,
of
no,
those
no, we
measurements
don't.
you
Dude,
said you
can-
asked
can
for
you-
assumed.
We
And
have
I'm
Stop
telling you
talking
that would
for
have
1
to be
second.
assumed.
Stop
You
talking
asked
for
for
a second.
assumed, and I'm
Please.
telling you what would have to be assumed. It would have to be assumed that we know the distances
Right.
between each of the cities and
Mhm.
states and countries involved in the experiment. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, we assume that we know those distances because we use those distances every day in
So
order
what does
to
that
make
got? What does
logistics
that
work
got to
out
do with
so that we
what
can
does that
figure
got
out
to
No.
do with
fuel
the
and
shadow?
economy
I'm
cost
gonna,
of
I'm gonna knock
shipping.
you down a notch. Do you assume sun rays to be parallel, dude? Are they parallel? Are
Good
they divergent?
question.
Or are they parallel?
I
You're
believe
making so
that
many
the sun's
assumptions.
energy is emitted in
Energy?
all
No, the light,
directions.
dude. The light. Yeah, they're divergent. They're not parallel. But you have to have them parallel to get your measurements.
I
That's the
believe the
way it
sun's
works.
energy is emitted in
Energy,
all
no light, dude.
directions.
Yeah,
The
it
light
goes to a
isn't
source.
necessarily light until it reaches Earth.
Can I get the
Really?
same results? Let me ask
Exactly.
you
It has to interact with the photons of Earth that would make
Photons
it
where?
light to your eye.
How much longer do we have to listen to this? Like,
It has to
Yeah,
interact with the
absolutely.
gases of Earth. That's
Too
why
much.
You've been
when you get up
refuted
in
a
a
long
high
time ago, dude.
balloon, it's
Zeus,
blackness up
Zeus
above.
and PJ, could the two of you, the two globers in the whole panel, could the two of you
What
just have
glober is? I'm not a glober, dude.
okay, but you agree on most points, and we disagree. So maybe you and PJ could have a good conversation.
There you
Me?
go.
I'm not a Glober. I'm a flat
He's not a
earther.
Glober. He's a
Oh,
flat
I'm
earther.
sorry.
I was
think we're
wondering.
all
I was
flat
like,
earthers, young man.
PJ, PJ,
Can't you see what he says?
come back.
The flat face, flap and flap time. Come on. I'm
So
embracing
Z,
it.
so Z, basically, kind of like what the
Well,
panel is saying also is that we can replicate we can replicate Eratosthenes' experiment in your house. Basically, you get a couple of sticks, you could run the same thing, and you could get the same result. But you know what?
Well, in your house, that would actually pose a problem because then
No,
you're not
really,
using the
no.
natural sun. Then you're not using the natural sun, and you would have to then regulate the light to an exact lumen to match the sunlight. And
No,
in
it
your
isn't.
house,
It's got nothing to do with the movement. It's got to do with
that
the
would cause a
angle.
law of the
Oh my
heat,
God.
and you would have to be a very small experiment because if you are going to, we'll just assume that it's 90 some million miles away, you're going to have a huge amount of space between your light and the Earth. Now
No.
let's just assume it's 3,000 miles away, like Robotham. You're still going to need miles of space to have a light away from your surface.
We can
Flatzoid, you want to
What's
hear
that got to
that?
do with the
Okay.
lumens, though?
We can demonstrate. It may not have to be
Yeah.
the exact same conditions, but we can demonstrate that. And then
The
we
thing-
could demonstrate that we could show those same results. But you want to know something? Unless your house is jacked up and the engineers really screwed you over, the surfaces are flat.
Well, my argument there was it's easier to use the natural sun, so you don't have to worry so much about scale. Just do it smaller under the natural sun.
Well, the thing is that
But
we got.
you guys are also using an experiment from ages ago. And with the time that we
It's not an
have now,
experiment.
we keep demonstrating that there is no curvature.
yeah,
We demonstrate time and time again that there is no curvature. And unless they want to say that, okay, we lied, which that's a problem all in itself, which is something that they do all the time. And they'll say the Earth, instead of 25,000 mile circumference, it's a 9 million mile circumference. And then we could say, okay, perhaps that's why we're not seeing any curvature. But nobody's come out and said that. You understand what I'm saying? These are still solid numbers. These numbers aren't changing anytime soon. So based off of these numbers, there is a rate of curvature, which we have not detected. And everybody, especially on the globe side, everybody wants to talk about this math. The math says, well, here we are presenting the math that you guys gave us. The globe gave us this math. We didn't make this math up, right? And then we demonstrate that your math is bullshit.
Don't add up.
Every
You
single
too
time.
far.
Your math does not math. It never maths. And then we get called stupid. We get called ridiculous. And we demonstrate. Here's the thing: is we show live on TV. One of the people that do it now is Taboo Conspiracy. I don't know if you're familiar with them, right? Taboo comes out every couple of weeks. Another person that demonstrates on a flat level surface that it's not curving at whatever distance. He shows time after time after time. There's an engineering group called FE Core. If you're not familiar with them, check them out on YouTube. They actually run the actual experiments, right? Time and time again, we proved that based off these distances that we're giving and based off the rates that we're given, it doesn't curve. It doesn't. It just doesn't. So, like, why the argument with that still? That doesn't make any sense to me.
can I just add, talking about a demonstration for a closer light source with parallel light rays, divergent light rays, sorry, moon. You get the exact same shadows from moon as you do.
Moon shadow.
Mhm.
Great example, Michael.
The
Love that.
ratios of shadows for eclipses don't work out either. That's an interesting thing to come across. I ran that based on the shadow size of the not this last eclipse, but the one before that where it was only 70 miles. This last one was like 110 miles. And why were they different? I don't know. But anyway, an object casting a shadow smaller than itself, that's ridiculous. But let's run the ratios. And when you do, you find out that you would only have an Earth shadow across the moon during a lunar eclipse. It's approximately 10% the size of the moon. You'd see a little black circle go across the face of the moon, not the entire thing, because we're using the same light source and the same object. So the ratios should work out, but they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
should I swing by Duffy's church before I go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
yeah,
I
maybe
think,
maybe all the
I
paid
think you
actors
will
went
even
home,
get
Roger.
paid for that.
That's
for doing
pretty
it.
much exactly what I was here for.
Yeah, right.
Maybe all the paid actors went home. It's
Well,
like, oh, okay, guys, he left. Let's go.
I don't think they're not paid actors. They're families.
I know, I'm just joking.
I wish they would be. That would be more interesting if they were paid actors. But yeah, he told me he's going to email me, guys. So he's going to set this up again. So I'll take it when I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna waste my time chasing them down though.
Right.
Maybe that's his plan. He doesn't really want you to present. It's more he's like just trying to like get you to get fed up and just not bother later.
Right? You're discouraged already.
Yeah.
You're discouraged already, and yeah.
That's not
So
a good
he's
sign.
very successful. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna
It's
be
hot out here.
interesting.
Because if he
Well,
wants,
yeah.
we can always. If he wants, we
I'm out
can
here
always get together and make him a business plan he can use with that money that will benefit his community and his church rather than do this waste of money thing.
We'll get Neil to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, they may have already done that. Yeah.
You know what I find funny at the end of the day, and every waking moment of my life from this point on, is that 20 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that this would have been a discussion.
Mm-mm.
I never, not in a million
No.
years, I would have thought that I'd be sitting here debating as to whether the earth was flat or curved basketball. I never would have thought that I'd be here. But seeing that we're here, this world is stranger. It just makes me realize that we just live in a strange, very strange place. And we're just trying to figure, we don't know our asses from our elbows, apparently. Right?
Are you suggesting that
shows-
people talking about conspiracies didn't happen before 20 years ago?
No,
I mean,
not
there
at all.
were
No, no.
these
No,
types
that's
of
not what I'm saying.
conversations have been going on in our society for quite a long time. It's just
None of
within the
that
last
flat
20
earth, though.
years that we've had internet to share it.
No, Z, that's not what I'm saying. No, conspiracies, I'm expecting conspiracies. But with the flat earth, true earth knowledge. Now, I'm not even going to call it a conspiracy no more, right? With the knowledge that we know that this earth isn't doing what we were told, it erases so much other bullshit that we've been fed that it's like, oh, wow, I believe those things originally.
Yeah.
Where the fuck what have I been doing? What have I been doing with my life?
But
Why have
by
I been?
saying we'd been fed does include the conspiracy. You were going to do it without including a conspiracy.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
You were saying that you were going to go, even without the conspiracy, and then you started saying that you're going to go on about flat Earth without the conspiracy, but yet you said what we've been fed, which is the conspiracy.
Whoa. Sorry, I thought you're a flat earther, man. You don't sound like a flat earther to me.
He's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Yeah, and
I didn't say I was a flat earther either, sir.
You
Then
know
what
the
are
code,
you?
though.
Then what are you?
Oh, you have a problem with people speaking,
No, I
their
just wanna know.
opinions? And
Wow, dude.
Z.
I just want to know what you are then.
Here's the thing.
Sorry, I just want to find out though, because
I am a person.
if you're
aren't you?
making a claim, wait. You have to make a claim on what reality is. Otherwise, I'm going to call you
Oh,
dishonest.
I have a claim on what reality is, but I don't have to make a claim. Remember, that's your idea that I don't have to
That's a
actually make a
contradiction.
claim.
That's
That's
a
your
contradiction,
that's your principle, sir.
What's your
No,
experience?
that's a contradiction. You can't say I make a claim on reality, but I don't make a claim. That's a contradiction.
I
So what
have
do you
a
Must be
claim.
what do you
dead
think?
I
What,
didn't give
what
you
do you-
my claim, did I?
Oh, Iris definitely is full.
that's what I'm asking you.
This is your idea that if I don't make a claim, you
Well, you-
haven't made a, or if I'm not making a
sorry.
claim, then I don't have, anything to prove. It's only you who have the burden of proof.
You see, this is why I call you dishonest, because I'm asking you simply, what do you think we live on?
You have made a claim that it's flat.
Yes,
It ain't
and
curving,
we
it
glad
ain't
that
curving,
happened.
It
and it ain't
isn't.
moving.
I
That
say
And
it
it ain't
isn't.
moving.
know,
That's
it
right.
I
ain't
say it with
curving,
a ball.
it ain't moving.
I said
There
it
you go.
wasn't. So now it is your burden of proof.
So hello. So what do we live on? Do you agree the Earth's flat?
I said it wasn't, sir.
Okay. Do you agree
So-
the Earth doesn't move?
I didn't make a claim of such. Are you
Do
straw
you
manning me
agree
already?
that the Earth's
Jeez.
enclosed? Wait. Do you agree that the Earth's enclosed?
Did I say it was enclosed?
So you got the burden.
I
'cause
believe
you're
in the
you're the one
firmament of the
saying
Bible.
against
I
wait,
believe in the firmament of the Bible, but I don't
Then it's
necessarily
enclosed.
believe that the firmament of the Bible is described as enclosed in the Bible. And that's why I
does.
would like somebody to come up with me, or I will go
It
on their
does.
channel and
Rakia.
read
We can do it now if you want
Genesis
to.
with them.
Do it right
can
now.
right
Because,
now.
and the only openings, the only accesses that there are in the firmament, they talk about the windows of heaven.
Yep.
The heavens
Where
being
where do the birds fly? They fly
In
in
the-
the
there's more than
firmament
one
of the
heaven, Z.
heavens.
There's more than one heaven.
exactly.
Heaven
that.
and firmament are interchangeable.
Yep.
Actually, in that verse it says heaven, but it's okay.
Do you know what rakia means, Zeus?
I know what word translated to firmament, yes, was rakia.
Great. And does that mean solid expanse?
Do birds fly in solid matter?
No.
Not no question with
No.
the question. You need to
No
answer that
one's-
question.
Yeah. Do you
I
know
did.
What,
I did. Do birds fly in solid matter? The Bible describes
fly
it
in the
as the birds
sky.
fly
They
in
fly-
the
The
firmament.
Bible, the
the
Bible
firmament.
describes the sky as the firmament and heaven as firmament. They're interchangeable, so you straw man it.
you see, the
No, that's what
firmament
the Bible says.
is
I'm not
English.
straw
Wait,
manning. That's
the
what
word
the Bible
firmament.
says.
This is the issue, Zeus. The word firmament is an English translation, watered down from the Hebrew. The
Right,
firmament
but the
itself
Hebrew
as
word,
the solid Hebrew for word rakia, that is the firmament. You have heavens that have a different word. That's not rakia.
right? Exactly. The word
So
rakia, the
you
word
got-
rakia, that's word translated to firmament.
No,
It describes
yes,
that the
firmament, not
birds,
heaven.
if you want me to use the word rakia, I will. It describes that the birds fly in the rakia. That doesn't make
No, it
any
doesn't.
sense.
Doesn't say that.
Read it.
Doesn't say that.
Where do you say that they've seen this? Because you're saying to read it, then that must be a
It's in the first
It does
page
say
of
it does
Genesis.
say
It's
in
simple. You
Bible.
guys
What-
haven't read
what
the
verse,
first
what
page
chapter?
of Genesis and how it describes the firmament and how it
does-
describes the
It-
flight of
I've
birds.
already dude, I've already
Hey,
explained.
gentlemen,
to
can I interrupt you for a
you. In
minute?
the Bible, sky can also be called firmament. You have to read it all. You just like say no, birds can't fly in a solid matter. It's like stupid.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
guys.
Yeah, that's
Roger
what I
has-
was saying. It kind of sounds stupid to say that
Guys,
the
Yeah,
birds are
and
flying in a
so
solid
what's
mass.
above the
Can I share
So
my
I would
screen
have to
quickly,
guess
Charles?
that in the Bible,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
firmament maybe isn't described as
Okay.
that.
I'm gonna
Guys,
quickly. I'm gonna quickly do education on the guy that doesn't know where he lives. Okay, this is Genesis. Okay, you would agree? I'm gonna show you. I got the Strongs up. There we got heaven. Okay. I'm gonna open the Strongs for it, and I'm gonna open up for firmament as well. There's the Strongs. Let me go to heaven. Okay. This is for heaven, where the birds fly. Shamayim. Is that rakia?
I didn't say that was the word that says where
That's
the
what you
birds
said.
fly. They say the rakia. Read it.
That's where it is. Heaven's sky. That's where the birds fly.
Read it right
Now
there in
let's go to-
Genesis.
wait,
You had
no, no,
Genesis
no.
open, or you have a problem reading Genesis?
Now we can go to rakia. This is for firmament.
He's referencing the word, dude.
It says there, this is the firmament, solid expanse. Dude, I do this like practically every
he's
night.
referencing the word heavens.
Okay, let's
and
read
then
it. Let's read it
referencing
for the
word
guy so he knows the
rakia.
difference. Let's read the word difference for the guy. In the beginning, God created the heavens, that would be Shamahim, and the earth, Eretz. Okay, let's move on to where it's the firmament. And God made the firmament, that would be Rakia, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Do you want to see it? Stand there.
Continue reading, please. Wait, so go back down to 7 and continue reading on. We're going to get to where the birds were, right?
Heaven. He called it, Michael already said, interchangeable. Do you know what that means?
Interchangeable. We call the firmament heaven. Yes, interchangeable.
Let's read where the birds are.
Dude, in heaven, the birds are in heaven.
Are you having a problem reading down to where the birds are?
And the earth said, bring forth grass, blah, blah, blah. You'll see forth grass. Let's see fruits. And in the morning was the third day, and God said, there be lights in the firmament of heaven, and 2 great lights, firmament. Over the night divide, okay, in the morning, let the waters bring forth abundantly a moving creature that hath life and fowl that may fly above the earth and open the firmament of heaven.
Uh-huh.
It's interchangeable.
In the open firmament.
Above
the open firmament.
Heaven.
It's a reference
interchangeable.
to the space between, dude.
They're interchangeable, but you still have to remember the firmament is, according to the Bible, the firmament is a solid structure, is there.
Remember, what I'm trying to tell you, it already told us the context of what firmament it is. The sky, Shemaim. Okay?
Use fewer definitions.
When Bible describes 3 heavens, sky.
Oh, man,
when Bible describes 3 heavens, sky is one.
Guys, real quick, I think Roger needs to
God exists.
Can I interrupt this excellent
Roger's
conversation we're having? Yeah,
guys, I think
I'm here now. There's nobody else has showed up. There's like the same amount of people. I don't think he has much of a congregation at all. They're getting ready to start in like 20 minutes, so I'll just point it out.
Roger,
it's more like a cell group.
Roger, this is what I highly recommend. Get everybody's face on camera.
Go inside and get everybody's. No, I'm not gonna do that. Then I'll get doxxed too, and they'll follow me home.
Man.
Well, I kind of gave Duffy where I worked so he would actually feel more comfortable talking to me. So.
Oh God!
I'm right. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Zeus. Remember, that's what we say. You have to read the Bible in context. When it says that create the heavens and the earth, that was Shamaim. That's the heavens where the birds fly. And also, you have to understand when it says interchangeable with firmament. If you've ever taken, let's say, a bowl and turned it upside down, okay, we are in the firmament.
Yep.
Or how about a pie crust?
It's trying to say we're not on the outside, above in the waters. That's what it's saying. You've got to read how it's context.
It's kind of like saying the soup is in the pot. It's not in the pot itself. It's within the pot.
Exactly.
Flatzoid, are you talking about Genesis 1? Is that what we're talking about? In the beginning?
Yeah.
Those are actually really good examples. Like I never thought of them like that.
Did you say heavens?
Heaven.
Plural?
There's 3 heavens. Three heavens. But in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Okay.
There's heaven now, yeah.
That's the Mandela effect. It used to be heavens.
Yeah, we do agree with you on that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So your whole idea, dude, about like the birds flying in the rakia is, special. They're flying.
Nice word.
Yeah, that's just. Well, let's make assumptions. Unless it could be space, there could be planets, there could be no.
There was no assumption. There was exactly how it read in the scripture.
You flip a coin, dude. Yeah, he just read the scripture. Exactly what it was.
Why is the only you though, Zerzy?
Why is it you guys that have stood on it for 20 minutes?
Something solid.
So
why is it only you don't understand it?
You must believe the earth is a shape or an aspect of some sort.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the firmament is referring to the crust of the earth?
Good one, Bill.
Crust, man.
Good one, Duffy.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, please, no.
Because Duffy believes that that's what it means.
I think Bob Enyart gave him that idea too.
As per his pastor that taught him that.
Isn't that just the description of hell, right? That that the firmament is above you, and that's what we call earth, and that's because these people that are in hell, they live below us, right? So to them, the earth's crust would be the firmament. Doesn't that just tell us that he's from hell? I think it does.
Maybe we live inside a giant egg, like this Lord thinks.
Or in the eye of a giant.
Yeah.
Something that I've noticed too, and you might explore this in your documentary a little bit, Flatzoid too, is that these and this isn't all globe people that think the Earth is a globe, because there's just people that's what they've been told, they believe it, they have a perception deception. I'm talking about these flat Earth haters, you know, the ones I'm talking about. And when you start talking about the firmament, they are very adamant that that can't exist. No. They want to get through. They don't want there to be a barrier between them and heaven.
Yeah, but I want to point out something to Z as well that he didn't seem to understand in 26. If you read there, it says open firmament. Do you know why it says open firmament though?
No, why?
Sounds like
Because
you're
it's
going to do a whole lot of non-Occam's razor.
Occam's razor is
Oh,
what
man,
again?
why-
You're
This is
going
why-
to have to explain and explain and explain and explain instead of
What the
just
words
having
mean?
one simple explanation that it is as defined in the Bible.
Oh my word!
Oh,
This
He's
is why
using-
I'm
he's
calling
using the Hebrew
this guy
Italian
dishonest,
word.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
Flatzoid,
what I'm
say
calling-
what you was going to say. We could always come back and read
I
this.
think
I
why
had
do you
already
think there's
muted
three
my mic
heavens?
and dropped the subject, but you guys are still on it, I guess.
Why
No,
do you
This is
think
why-
we
there's
didn't bring
three
it back
heavens?
up. We didn't bring it back up, dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're getting
Yeah,
triggered
no,
there.
you never
See?
stopped.
Triggered,
Oh,
man.
okay. Anyway, this is what open
Exactly,
means.
triggered.
Yeah,
Panim. This is
So
what
what are you,
open
Roy
means.
Rogers' horse? Are you a gun? What are you? You're How am I triggered? We're answering questions. You're moronic, dude. He's actually digging through the Hebrew meanings of the words and explaining them to you step by step, holding your hand like a little baby, and you keep going back. It's a simple meaning. Yeah, it's a simple meaning. We're giving it to you, and you keep going back, looping over and over again. Rinse and repeat, as Nathan says. You guys do the same thing. You want to make an argument out of it.
Is the
So
word
just accept
Raki
it for what it
solid? Is the word
Yes.
Raki solid?
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is. Rakia is a solid expanse,
Okay.
dude. Simple.
Let me show again. Do you see this word open, Panim?
Do
You
I
see
have
that
to say
word?
yes? I see it there. You presenting
So
it.
does it say open firmament? Does it
Really?
say open firmament?
1, 2, 3. Do I actually have to say yes to each one of those that you're reading right
Is it
there
a-
and highlighting?
Dude,
So
he's
you're
asking
reading-
you a question.
He's
No,
asking
it
you a
says
question
in
about
the
what
open.
he's reading to you.
It says in the open, and then it says firmament. That's what it says.
Okay. So in the open firmament of heaven. Do you get this?
Correct. All three words translated: open, firmament, and heaven.
Great. So in other words, the firmament is a solid expanse, but this is talking about the open firmament of heaven. Remember, there's three heavens. Okay? I'm going to quickly send you to open with Panim. I want you to read there what it says. Face. Okay? Presence. Look at the adjective. Before and behind, toward, in front of, or formerly before time. In front before. So, do you understand it's inside then? In front of the solid firmament. Not in it. Not is the firmament.
Not
You
embedded.
get this? It's not embedded. Get it?
Yeah, I hope he gets it.
Are you trying to say that this is part of the
He
description
doesn't
of the
get it.
three
I think he
heavens?
doesn't get it. I think
Okay,
he
I'm
doesn't.
going to do it
confusing.
again. Let's even make it simpler,
he
guys. I'm
doesn't
going to
get
take the
You're
Strong's off
showing me
quickly.
how you don't understand the Bible.
I'm going to quickly take it away. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." Get it?
If you can read English, or even if you can read Hebrew, he would get it. Yeah.
And then we get
He-
to
he-
126. And made dominion over the fish and the sea, and over the fowl of the air. Does it say fowl of the firmament?
Isn't
Or
that
of the
funny that
air?
there's a different word there?
Oh my word.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I give up. This guy's dishonest.
Yep.
Wow.
I agree.
There's a different word there. There's honestly, really
I
a
am
different
giving
word
you
there.
literally
Obviously, there's a different
structure,
word.
sentence structure.
Dude comes in, asks us loads of questions, and then when you ask a question, you're dodging them, mate.
This
You've
guy-
got all
this- that's
signs
what I
of
said,
being
this
I
guy's
did
dishonest.
answer it. There is
This guy's a
honestly a
globey,
different
guys.
word
This guy's a
there for
globey.
air.
He's trolling. He's
Right
a
in the
globey who's
Bible.
trolling straight.
Yeah.
The reason he can't tell us he's a globey is because he knows we're.
Is there not a
he
different
can't
word
defend
than
it.
all three of the words you were showing me? Open,
I showed you
firmament,
all
and
three
heaven,
root
and
words.
air
I gave you
was
the
an
sentence
entirely
structure. I
separate
gave you the
word, correct?
context.
Yeah, he broke it down for you in the first instance. Like
But air, okay, now you're doing what you're accusing me of. I answered your
What?
question. You asked me,
Is
is there
this
something
Brenda?
different with that? And I
I
said, yes,
wonder. He sounds like
there is
Brenda.
air.
I think it's Brenda.
I wouldn't be
No.
We
surprised.
can hang
a
out with
little
the
bit-
church and
a
see how
little bit
long you
higher.
guys spin on
It's
this.
not Brenda. It's not.
It's got some sort
That's
of
not-
voice altering thing going on, maybe.
But
No,
notice he still hasn't answered what he believes the earth
what
to
happens. This is what happens to people when they lose their soul. They all start sounding
I
insane.
didn't make a claim. All I did was say that your claim of flat Earth does not exist. This is your principle.
Then prove it. Oh, then you got the
your
burden. You're
entire
saying it doesn't
channel on it,
exist.
so it's your burden of proof.
be. Great. Yeah, it's your burden. You're saying it doesn't exist, so prove it. Go ahead.
He can't.
And we have a
It doesn't.
go-to, dude. We have a
Then
go-to
prove
for
it.
ladder.
The,
We
the
do.
bottom line, even from a scientific standpoint, whether the Bible says or not, the bottom line is this: you cannot have a volume of air
Amen.
without
Containment.
containment. What it's shaped like, what it looks like, how big it is, I don't fucking know, man. All I know is that it has to exist in order for us to have a volume of contained of gases. Gases will not ever form into a contiguous mass. The molecules of gases are not going to go, hey, let's just start holding hands and stick together, and then we can have some gravity and shit. No, that's just fairy tale crap.
Is that
And until
containment?
somebody can
But-
demonstrate otherwise, it remains
But
so.
the
that's
guy
simple.
said that he didn't agree with how we describe firmament, but in
That wasn't
Genesis,
us.
it's described. Zerzy said that.
That's the Bible.
Yeah, that's what our argument about is this birds flying in a solid firmament. Yeah, right. But basically, Genesis describes the firmament as a barrier.
Michael.
It separates the waters from the waters. If birds are flying in this open firmament that you think, then why aren't they swimming?
Yeah.
Well, kingfishers swim. They
That's
do.
why you have ducks. Ducks
But-
could kind of swim.
Like Sov was saying though, without containment, there is no gas. There's no such thing as gas without
Yeah.
containment.
I'm still waiting for him to show us flat Earth being false, because he says we got the burden. We're saying it's flat. He's saying it's not. So he must prove to us it's not.
Look, there again, right back to my initial question that I asked initially. And of course, nobody's ever going to go, hey, you know, I saw the sun go down, and from that observation, I think that I must be on a ball. It's turning. No, that your brain is never going to go to that. You're going to go to the idea that, you know what, it must be landing. The sun must be landing somewhere way over there. That would be your first assumption, right? If you're going to start casting out assumptions and shit, that would be your first one. Or that it goes into the ocean and then a new one is born out of the ocean. I mean, you would come to those ideas first before you ever came to the idea of a globe, because our observations are of a level stationary plane. That's our observation. Okay. The globe is a positive claim that goes against observable reality, and therefore it carries the burden of proof. The reason the globe side is always trying to reverse that burden of proof is because they have no proof of their globe.
Right.
Now, the reason people will all the time when I ask that question, they'll scramble for an answer, and they'll say, oh, sunset, oh, sunrise, star trails. And I'm like, okay, let's go with that. Right.
Well,
So you're
take it-
bebopping along every day. You see the sun come up and you see the sun go down, and you notice that the stars go in a different position, right, throughout the year. And you go, you know, based on what I observe, I think I must be on a spinning ball. No, You never came to that. The reality of it wasn't proof. That's not what convinced you. You were convinced of it because you went, Mommy and Daddy, where does the sun go at night? And they said, it goes on the other side of the earth because the earth is a globe. They started telling you the same bullshit that they were told. And so this is why everybody asked, because that's what every little kid asked, where does the sun go? And this is why the first thing that they jump to is sunset, sunrise. No, that would never get anybody even going into that. You'd come to the idea, if you're going to try to have some convexity, you would think you lived on a cylinder before you came to the idea of a ball, because it's just such a ridiculous concept. But if you feed it to people when they're really young, they don't have any critical thinking, you can gloss right through those physical impossibilities and jump to the other nonsense.
The way that
and not to mention a lot of that. I'm sorry, Z. I'm sorry. Let me get this one out. Not to mention a lot of what he just said is supported by every cartoon, every TV show, all the globes, what your teachers say, what's in the street, what's on the billboards. All this is going to support all that other BS that we've been fed as children. And so instead of using a critical mind, and it's hard for a child to have a critical mind because they really don't have much of a life experience yet, right? They're just going to go along with what we see as children. That's it. And then we're just going to be like, well, this must be the reality. We seem to all they seem to agree that this is what it is, so that's what it is.
And that's perfect with what we're going to be streaming on tonight, the Space Cadets. It ties in perfectly with that, because the people are so gullible, they're going to believe they're really going to space just because that's what they were told. So it's
well, a good example of that is that when they were talking, you remember the kids in the Hempstead case where there was having this like satanic church at this daycare place? It was masquerading as a daycare.
What?
Yeah,
look that up. The Hempstead school.
The Hempstead case.
Yeah. But anyway, the thing is, people were horrified listening to the testimony of these kids. But what's interesting is to watch these kids talking about it like it's normal, like it was just everyday shit.
So candid, right?
Right.
The way they speak about it, so candid. Like,
yes. And it's just like so casual. Oh, yes. And then they would do this and that and the other. And it's like, really?
There's no way a child could act that casual.
So it was just like, and the thing, what I'm getting at is because they were all introduced to that at such a young age. And then people watching it are going, oh my God, because that isn't our normal. But those kids, that was their normal. It's so like when you take little kids and you bring them up, however, that's going to be their normal. Right. I didn't realize that I was in a dysfunctional family until after I was out of it.
And that's a good one.
So the way that I learned that there was a lot more to the world than I knew was of course when I was a child, and that's when I finally asked the question. It wasn't about the sun. That wasn't necessarily what made me think that there might be more to the world than I thought there was. See, I'm from Florida, so we had been to all of the beaches, and I was a curious kid. So every time we went to a beach, and I had learned about survival and stuff through the Boy Scouts and whatnot. So every time we went to the beach, I'd ask what direction, or I'd pull out my compass to check what direction the beach was, and then that would be what I'd look at before actually asking what beach we were at. You know what I mean? And my mom would take me up to another beach, and I'd pull out my compass and I'd look, and it was easy for me to figure out that there was south that we were going to in the Miami area, and then when we went over to like the Daytona or other areas, there was east, and then when we went over to like Tampa and whatnot, it was west. So I wasn't really a dumb kid, and my mom told me that she was going to take me to Americana Beach in Jacksonville.
Jax.
And I asked her, well, what direction is that? And she goes, north. And I go, oh, wow, that's great. I've never seen the north beaches. I want to see the north beaches. And she goes, what? And I go, well, we have beaches to the south and to the east, and I've seen in school the picture of the state of Florida. So I want to see those north beaches, and we're going there, and I know that we're right there. Why can't we go see the south beaches? And my mom laughed at me. And she goes, honey, the world's a huge place. She goes, there's all kinds of places. Everywhere you can go, there's a new place to see. And then we ended up coming out here to Oregon. And, you know, I was, again, still a kid. And I was like, you know, wow. So, what more is or I think I said, what more is out there? And she told me, oh, well, there's lots, you know, that's when she goes into the continents and everything. And that's when they had pushed a ball idea on me. It had nothing to do with the story of the sun. It more had to do with the story of I thought that I thought I was on an island. I did until finally I expanded all the way out north.
You got 270 degrees of beaches going
right,
on.
But if I went back with what I believed as a child, because I had been sold this weird ball idea, then of course I still live on a beach, or I still live on an island.
So yeah, you admit that it's a weird idea.
Well, you're claiming it's a weird idea, so I'm giving you that.
No, you said it was a weird idea. I was just confirming that. Yeah. Okay.
How did that strike you? When
it was also a weird idea that there were more lands. Hold on real quick. It was also a weird idea that there were more lands past my island of Florida.
So when they told you that this place you lived was a ball, and you'd had experience at the beach, and you'd seen the water, and you of course had experience with water and other things, playing, you know, just basic physics. What was your reaction when they said that the Earth was a ball? Did you question that at all? Did any of it seem like, hey, well, how does water stick to it, or how come people don't fall off, or anything like that? Did that come up, or what was your reaction?
Probably not until high school. It didn't even dawn on me. I didn't even have a concern or a care of what they were telling me or showing me in that aspect.
Some weird feedback.
That's Roger. Roger is famous for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just
Yo,
listening.
Roger.
That's all I'm doing. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Mute up, buddy.
There we go.
Good man.
I want to quickly show you guys something why I call this guy dishonest.
Doesn't normally come to my channel here. I tackle anything stupid. Sovereign citizens, auditors, flat earthers, whatever you name it, I go out.
What's a sovereign citizen?
No, I have to ask you, did I tell you that I didn't make a claim? And when I come on your channels, it's your claim. It is your claim. I haven't made a claim.
Yeah,
and that it is your burden of proof. That is my words. Continue playing.
Sorry, did you say globe was there?
That,
did you say globe was there?
There was
yeah, I put myself there because he made me ask me which one I was going to go on. So what's your problem, buddy?
So
I told you exactly. Play my words. Play my words. I don't make a claim when I go on their channels. That's play my words, buddy. That's why I told him that I put that choice there. Is because when I go on your channels, I don't make a claim. I don't have a claim. My claim is simply that your ball, your flat doesn't exist. And if you go on my channel, you'll also find out that I also diss on Globers.
You say I don't have a claim, and the next sentence you say is, "This is my claim."
I also prove. I also, if you go on my channel, I don't have a claim.
It's horrible conversation.
I don't have a claim. The same thing as Flatzoid does everywhere he goes. He doesn't have a claim.
I do have a claim.
Yet he says he's a flat earther all the time.
All right, here's my claim.
It's horrible conversation. You don't make a claim, and then you deny.
You're pointing out where you're pointing out exactly what I wanted you to point out.
Horrible.
Flatzoid nonsense is just bullshit. It's the same level of bullshit that Flatzoid is pulling.
Yeah, that's why I'll speak over you, because it's worth nothing.
I'm going to tell you what my claim is. Okay, my claim is the globe Earth is scientifically impossible. That's my claim.
But I've done several of the experiments that they say proves it, and I understand something about let's say they've messed with the math or something. And one of Flatzoid's good examples is that he has 3 oranges, and really, in reality, one of those is an apple, which is
Right.
dishonest, by the way. But one of those is an apple, and he's telling
Oh,
you
really?
he's telling
Dishonest.
you
Why
that
is it dishonest?
is it an apple?
No, that's the point.
But you're telling them it's an orange. Okay, thank you. So, anyway,
So
so
how's
we
it
have
dishonest?
these. So we have. You're right, but I'm going to explain where your flaw in your little thing there is. Okay, you say that they tell you that that they're all 3 oranges, but yet one of them is an apple, and as long as you believe and you use their math, that you'll always find that there's 3 oranges and not an apple.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to
Now,
correct you.
now
There
the
wasn't
thing
3
there
oranges.
is when you really dive into okay, if you just accept whatever somebody tells you instead of actually diving into what reality is, you can then find out the skin of the apple is much thinner than that of the skin of the orange. The composite
word.
of the apple is much different than that of the apple or than that of
Okay.
the orange.
Okay,
The
I'm going to correct you.
juiciness of the apple is much different than that of the orange, and that would totally destroy your idea that there are 3 oranges there.
Are you done?
So
Are you
yeah,
done
so Flats,
ranting
yes.
about
That
total
could be done
association?
mathematically by the
Okay,
thickness of the
okay.
skin of the apple. The thickness of the skin of
Okay,
the
are you
apple
done?
has a number in
Are
microns.
you done?
The thickness of the skin of the orange
Okay.
has another
Zers,
thickness.
are you done? Are you done, Zers? Okay, first of all, I'm going to correct you. It wasn't 3 oranges. Okay? The point of the whole dumbing down for you guys is exactly why I have to do it, because people like you are really stupid and slow. So I'm going to say it again. In reality, doesn't make math the reality. So I can have math to explain it as 2 apples and 1 orange, but in reality, it's 2 oranges and one apple.
And I
You
can
get
use
it?
math to explain that it's not. By
Okay,
the thickness of the skin of the apple
Skin
being
has
only
nothing
a
to do
couple of
with it.
microns, the thickness of
That
the
has
skin of the orange being
You know what a red
roughly.
herring is?
All right,
That's not a red herring.
It is.
The
Tell me what it's
put
got to
it.
do with my
the
argument.
composite, I can do that in numbers, sir.
I've got a great example. Here's a great example. Okay. 3 unicorns are traveling down a path. Okay. And they meet
The
up.
unicorns are in the Bible.
Wait, whatever. Okay. All right.
Conversation
Okay.
again.
All right.
I was being silly
All
there.
right. So you want to be pedantic? You want to be
Seriously.
fucking pedantic?
I was being silly
We'll
there.
go pedantic. Okay. We're gonna go 3 one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eaters are walking down a street, and they run across 4 more one-eyed, 3-horned, flying purple people eaters. Okay. Now, how many? That means that I have a certain number of these flying purple people eaters, right? Based on the math. Does that make flying purple people eaters real?
I'm
Even
really
though the
sorry,
math works out,
Flatzoid.
even though the math works out, okay, the math works out. It definitely works out because this number plus this number equals this number. We know this. This is absolutely true. Does that now mean that these creatures that I've used in my story problem actually exist?
I'm really sorry, Flatzoid. I have to apologize. Your analogy was nowhere near as ridiculous as Sovereign Souls.
Why is
There we
that?
go, guys.
Why is that a bad
Okay.
analogy? He's just
Why is
asking
it
This
a
was
bad
because
analogy?
hold on, I didn't say it was a ridiculous analogy because he used make-believe things where actually Flatzoid
There
used
you
real
go.
objects.
That's the point.
Flatzoid
Bingo.
used real
Fucking
objects.
bingo, brother.
Earth is a
Fucking
real thing.
bingo.
Flatzoid used real objects. Your
Oh,
analogy
my.
was just dancing through fairy tales, where at least Flatzoid had objects that I could do mathematical calculations on
There you
to
go.
figure
There
out
you
if the
go.
math was
That's the
wrong or
point.
right.
That's
Okay, Zers.
That's the point.
Okay, there we go.
Let's
That's
have
the
to be
point.
real.
That's-
Garbage fucking numbers of shit.
You're
that
right.
doesn't
Your
exist.
point is exactly that. To throw out garbage freaking fantasies instead of actually using something like Flatzoid did, which was
Oh,
a
no.
quantifiable,
Oh,
which was
no,
a
really?
quantifiable example.
Well, if I
No,
showed
it's
you,
not.
hold on. If I showed you three, if I showed
You're talking
you a
about
picture,
math. You used a quantifiable number. Did
Well,
you
what
not,
if I used
Flatzoid?
I have a
3. Is that
description.
quantifiable?
Wait a
Yes.
He was
second. I have a
also used the
description.
quantifiable.
I have a
Also used
description
Hey,
of
quantifiable.
hey, dude, what does
one-eyed-
this got to do with measuring the Earth flat or proving the Earth is a ball? Come on, you guys are way off topic. If you
I'm
wanted
not
to
the one that went off on unicorns.
you know,
Math
you
is
went off
nothing
on his
more
math.
than a description. Math is a description. Okay. And if you, and math will work out based on the numbers that you put into it. But if you put in numbers that are assumptions or not real or verifiable in fact, then what do you end up with your result? Garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage out.
Right. That's why I was saying that you then take it apart. You then take it apart, and you
Okay, I got another one
create
for you.
mathematics that you can determine whether what you're being told is true or not.
Okay,
Such
let's
as the
start with
oranges, I
okay.
use my own calculations to figure out that I can find out the orange is not an apple or the apple is not an orange.
Okay, got another one for you,
Calculate
Zers.
that?
You know what Flatzoid is?
Do I know what is? No.
Okay, it used to be the reason
I mean, it
thought
may
was the
just be
cause-
how you pronounced it, but no, I don't know.
They thought it was the cause for fire. Okay. They have an equation for it. Okay. The equation works out perfectly. In reality, is Flatzoid the cause for fire?
No.
Great. There we go. That's the point. It lies. Math does not prove reality. That's the whole point of the argument.
Well, yeah, I imagine somebody came by and figured out a better explanation for it.
Well, if an explanation is made up, it's not an explanation.
It's
It's a
not.
story.
a
Okay, it's
fucking
just a
lie.
story. You know, they say this is what the Globers always say. Well, you don't know what the sun is? No, I don't know what the sun is. Well, I know that the sun is 93 million miles away and it's a huge ball of plasma, blah, 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 blah. How the fuck do you know that? You don't know that. You were told that.
Well, anyway, guys, I got to go. Thanks for the show. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy
Have
it.
a good
And,
day,
yeah,
man.
Get you there.
and Zers, get out the closet. You're a Glober, man. Cheers.
Have a good day.